Primary 6 Listening Comprehension Practice. Listening Comprehension Practice for Primary 6. Instructions to teachers. Before you begin this practice listening exercise, please check that the volume of the speaker is audible to all your students. Adjust the volume of the speaker to ensure that all your students are comfortable with the level of volume.
Instructions to students. In this practice listening exercise, you'll hear 7 passages in total. You will hear each passage twice. In the question paper, you'll see the questions and 3 options for each question. Only one of the 3 options is the correct or the best answer. Choose the option which you think is the correct or best answer, then put a tick in the box next to the option you have chosen as your answer. You will now hear 15 seconds of music before the exercise begins.
Listen to passage 1, then answer questions 1 and 2.
Hello, Mom. I've bought what you wanted at the Geylang market. Do you need anything else?
What have you bought?
I bought 5 kampong chicken eggs, 3 tomatoes, and 2 cans of sardine.
Good. Can you buy a packet of brown sugar, a small bottle of coffee, and 3 tins of condensed milk from Uncle Raju's provision shop? Things there are cheaper.
Sure, Mom.
Just get the other 2 items and be careful when you cross the road.
All right, Mom. Hello, Mom. I don't have enough money to buy the coffee and sugar.
Oh, then come to Kiosk Aking near our block and get those 2 items and tell Uncle Aking. You will bring the money a little later.
All right, Mom. I will do that.
Question 1. Where did Salim go last for shopping? Question 2. Which of these items did Salim buy first? Listen to passage 2, then answer questions 3 and 4. Alright, children, please listen carefully to my instructions on how to make an omelette. An omelette is a dish made by mixing eggs together and frying them, often with small pieces of cheese or vegetables. There is more than one way of making omelette. Many different ingredients can be used for the fillings. Some classic omelette fillings include cheese, mushrooms, pepper, tomatoes, onions, and fresh herbs. In the omelette I am talking about, we will use 3 eggs, 1 big tomato, some mushrooms, 2 small onions, a little salt for good taste, and some black pepper for a spicy omelette. We will not be using cheese. First of all, prepare the filling. Cut the tomato, mushrooms, and the onions into small pieces. Once these are ready, break the 3 eggs into a bowl. Use an egg beater to beat the egg until the egg yolk and the white part of the egg are mixed well. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and a pinch of salt. Mix them well. Then, light the stove, put the frying pan on the stove, and pour the contents of the bowl into it. Leave it for about a minute or two. Once done, take the omelette out of the pan and put it on a plate. You can cut it into 4 to 8 pieces and start enjoying your omelette.
Question 3. Which ingredient the teacher did not include in her instruction? Question 4. Which ingredient would the teacher add for a spicy omelette? Listen to passage 3, then answer questions 5 and 6. Last evening, my friends Jack, Jethro, and I were playing hide and seek. There were 3 of us. We were playing the game in the playground near our house. In the playground, there were 2 slides, a small tunnel, some bushes nearby, and a few big trees. They were very good hiding places. First, it was my turn to seek the others who were hiding. So I closed my eyes and counted to 10 while my 2 friends went to hide somewhere in or near the playground. After 10 counts, I opened my eyes. There was no one to be seen in the playground. They were all hiding very well. But I will find them soon. From where I was near the slides, I went to the bushes. No one was there. Then I walked to the other end of the playground where the trees were. No one was there either. So they must be hiding in the tunnel or somewhere at the slides. I went to the slides and climbed up. There I saw Jack. Then I went straight to the tunnel and sure enough I was right. I got the 2 of them very quickly. It was now my turn to hide with Jethro while Jack would seek us. I was enjoying the game very much.
Question 5. Where did the writer go first to seek his friends? Question 6. Which way did the writer go when he found Jethro? Listen to passage 4, then answer questions 7, 8, and 9. Good afternoon, listeners. Welcome to our program, Know Your Country. In today's program, we have some interesting information about a long expressway tunnel in our country. The Kallang Paya Lebar Expressway, KPE in short, is Singapore's 9th expressway. It was fully operational on 20th September 2008. At the time of opening, the 9-kilometer-long KPE tunnel was the longest tunnel in Southeast Asia. The expressway is 12 kilometers long and it runs from East Coast Parkway, which is about 20 kilometers, to Tampines Expressway, which is 14 kilometers long. The KPE was built to improve traffic flow between the northeastern parts of Singapore and the city. The travel time from areas such as Sengkang and Punggol to the city is now much shorter. The KPE was the most expensive expressway to be built, costing 1.74 billion Singapore dollars. The KPE is equipped with ventilation system to ensure the air quality in the tunnel is good for motorists. Should there be a fire in the tunnel, the ventilation system will push smoke out of the tunnel. The tunnel is also equipped with a fire protection system with heat detectors that would trigger an alarm at the central control. There is also a drainage system to collect rainwater, wastewater, and discharge them out of the tunnel. The tunnel has been built to ensure the safety of the users.
Question 7. The radio program was mainly about Question 8. How long is the KPE tunnel? Question 9. What was the main reason for building the KPE tunnel? Listen to passage 5, then answer questions 10, 11, 12, and
13.
Good morning, young lady. How are you today?
Good morning, driver uncle. I'm fine, thank you.
The bus is a little crowded today.
Yes, last few days it was not. Oh, my EZ-Link card doesn't seem to be working.
Let me have a look. There isn't enough money. You must have forgotten to top it up.
Yes, looks like I've not. Oh dear. This is the first time this has happened to me. I don't know what to do now. Should I get off the bus?
No, you don't have to do that. Otherwise, you'll be late for school.
Oh dear, what shall I do now? I see Aunt Sally there. I will borrow some money from her. My mother will return her the money later today.
Have you got the money from Aunt Sally?
Yes, I have.
Good. Drop the fare into the box here. Good. Here is your ticket.
Thank you, driver uncle.
You're welcome. Please move in
Sure.
and hold on to the railing and be safe.
All right, I will.
Question 10. The dialogue was between Question 11. Based on the recording, which of the following was mentioned? Question 12. What was it that happened to one of the speakers for the first time? Question 13. Which of the following happened towards the end of the dialogue? Listen to passage 6, then answer questions 14, 15, 16, and 17. Singapore's train network, the Mass Rapid Transit System, MRT in short, is probably the fastest way to travel around the city. Most of the popular attractions are just a short walk away from an MRT station, making our trains a great way to get around the island. Another more economical way to move around the country is the bus system, which has an extensive network of routes covering most places in the island. Besides being an economical way to get around, it is one of the most scenic, as you'll be able to indulge in air-conditioned comfort as you admire the lush greenery and beautiful architecture of the city. Taxis are comfortable and especially handy if you want to go to places not accessible by the bus or the MRT. Meters are used to determine the taxi fare. There may be surcharges depending on when, where, and which taxi you board. Cycling is another great way to go around the sunny island. When you cycle, you get a good amount of sunlight, which is a great way to get your dose of vitamin D. You will also get to enjoy the green spaces that dot our city. There are well-connected networks of cycling paths that connect the many parks around the island. Singapore clinched the top spot for public transport affordability and also scored well in transport efficiency and safety. Singapore has created a best-in-class public transport system which is accessible, efficient, convenient, sustainable, and at the same time affordable, the report said.
Question 14. Probably the fastest way to travel around the country is by... Question 15. Traveling by bus is economical. This means you can... Question 16. Based on the recording, which of the following is true about taxis? Question 17. Which information is not mentioned in the recording? Listen to passage 7. Then answer questions 18, 19, and 20. Once there was an arrogant wrestler named Sarak. Sarak thought he was the strongest man in his country and went around challenging wrestlers in other countries and defeated all of them. One day, Sarak arrived at a palace in a distant country and told the king, "Oh, king, I hear there is no one in your country to accept my challenge. Is this a country full of cowards?" On hearing the disrespectful words, the king became furious. Jamak, the king's advisor, came forward and said, "My lord, I will take on this challenge." The king looked at him and said, "You, Jamak, you are very intelligent but not strong enough to take him on. He will just blow you away without even touching you." But since Jamak spoke so confidently, the king agreed. Everyone moved to the wrestling arena. The foreigner started showing his strong arms and legs to the crowd. When Jamak stepped into the arena, there were murmurs in the crowd. Sarak looked at Jamak scornfully. Jamak spoke firmly. "Before we begin wrestling, I want to test your knowledge on wrestling." The wrestler said, "I am an expert on wrestling. Ask whatever you want." Jamak said, "Show me the monkey with the banana wrestling strategy." Sarak knows all the techniques and strategies of wrestling, but he has not heard of this one. "I admit I don't know," said Sarak, embarrassed. "All right, what about the crocodile tail in the mouth technique?" Sarak shook his head. He became afraid, thinking Jamak was more knowledgeable than he was, and that he would defeat him with all these strategies and techniques he has not heard of. He admitted he did not know the second technique either. He accepted his defeat and started to run from the arena, never to be heard again. The crowd cheered. The happy king said, "Well done, Jamak. You have done us proud. You have defeated the arrogant wrestler by your wit." The curious king then asked, "Do you really know the strategy and the technique you mentioned?" And Jamak replied, "I just made them up, my king."
Question 18. Who were Sarak and Jamak? Question 19. The king was furious because of the Question 20. The most suitable title for the story would be